For the fourth time in 13 years, Israel and Hamas have fought a war in the Gaza Strip. Gaza's civilians have borne much of the toll. Trapped in a cycle of death, destruction, demolition, and repeated efforts to rebuild. Residents of one neighborhood, in Gaza's northeast corner, have endured each of the conflicts.
احنا يعني في عهد نصير توالت علينا الحروب ب 2008 كنا عايشين مبسوطين يعني قبل الحرب كان عندنا أراضي وكان عندنا زراعة كنا نشتغل كنا ننام مبسوطين أطفالنا يدرسوا وأولادنا يعني يلعبوا في الشارع في الحارة في الحروب هذه سلبت منا الفرحة.
The buildings surrounding this courtyard are home to the extended Nassir family and their neighbors, and on May 14th, Israeli missiles struck at the heart of it. It was one of 1,500 strikes during the 11-day conflict that Israel said it launched against military targets, but Palestinians and human rights groups say many civilian structures were also hit. Each missile strike exacts a toll measured first in deaths and injuries, but the ripple effects can play out for weeks, months, and years. Zaki Nassir's home was damaged by shelling in 2014. He paid to repair it. Now, after the latest strike, it will have to be torn down. In the home next door, Zaki's brother Ali and his family are mourning the loss of their son, Mohammed, who was killed in a separate aerial attack nearby. Another Nassir brother, Jamal, lost his home and also his livelihood after his grocery store was flattened in the May attack. And Khaldia Nassir still mourns the loss of her husband, hit by gunfire while out getting food during what was supposed to be a ceasefire in 2008.
الحرب هذا دمرتنا دمرت الأولاد من لابو ودمرت بيوتنا وهي كله راح كان حين ناكل نبات ما فيش خلص راح
كل سنة بتمر عليك
كل مرة بصير مشاكل كل مرة عنا حروب وهي مبهددوا مش عارفين ايش يصير لنا كمان.
A closer look at the Beit Hanun courtyard reveals a sequence of events playing out across Gaza. The missiles that struck in May filled the square with rubble. The next day, bulldozers clear a path through the wreckage and craters are filled in. Water infrastructure is replaced. A week later, the damaged electrical poles are torn down and replaced. By mid-June, most of the rubble is cleared and 3 trees, now dead, are cut down. Soon after, a large home structurally compromised by the strike is demolished. 3 more are slated to come down. When questioned about the strike on the neighborhood, the Israeli military claimed, without citing evidence, that the missiles struck and demolished an underground tunnel belonging to terrorist organizations. The UN estimates that since 2008, nearly 250,000 homes and hundreds of schools and hospitals have been damaged or destroyed. The destruction of this one building in the Nassir's courtyard leaves behind hundreds of tons of rubble, but it represents just a tiny fraction of the total wreckage from all 4 wars. After the rubble is cleared and some basic services are restored, the next step should be rebuilding. But Israel isn't allowing construction materials in, as it seeks assurances that they won't be used for military purposes. That leaves the Nassirs and their neighbors to wait and to mourn what can never be replaced.
هذا دنيا ما حد عارف اللي بيصير فيها، يعني هو مستقبلنا تحطم طبعا. اخوي استشهد والدار راحت وابوي مريض وامي مريضه، يعني ما ظلش نفس في الحياه. يعني ايش اقول لك، انا اخوي راح يشتغل واستشهد، هو راح يشتغل، لا بقى يعمل حاجه، بقى ارزقي. في ظل نفس في الحياه، في ظل مستقبل، ما ظلش مستقبل.